Hello everyone! Welcome back to Drawn by Annie channel, where I'm showing my art creation process as well as yapping about different topics. Grab your favorite drinks and let's get started! I wonder if I'm the only one experiencing this, but the older I get, the less I feel included in things with people. Everybody just seems to have their lives going on, and work and kids and families and whatever, and I just feel like I'm not included in anybody's life whatsoever. Have you ever found yourself thinking like that? In recent weeks and even months, I've started to notice a pattern, and especially in social media and YouTube, of people making videos about loneliness epidemic in dating and even friendships. And honestly, as somebody who has struggled with feeling of loneliness for a long time, I feel for everybody who is feeling that way. And since today's artwork is another art therapy of mine, I thought I would share some of my thoughts about it while working on this loneliness feeling inspired art therapy. Yeah, believe it or not, I get inspired even from negative things like loneliness and anger. But just before jumping right into the topic, I wanted to take a moment to explain what I'm going to do with the artwork and why. If you've been around this channel for a while, in one of my previous videos, I was talking about how I can use my art skills to process emotions. I call it to myself an art therapy, so this is one of those kind of sessions, let's say. I wasn't feeling good and I kind of wanted to help myself again, and I decided that I would do another art therapy, but this time not with red colors but with blue, because that's the color that associates for me with the loneliness and emptiness feeling, like this cold darkness. So I've done a sketch with a blue erasable pencil, and now I'm going to give it some colors and volume with acrylic paint pens. And as I mentioned in my previous art therapy video, I am not really concentrating on what I'm drawing, but to get these feelings out of me into the paper, and that hopefully will help me process it and let go. As the paint is flowing from the marker tip to the paper, I start thinking about how the loneliness has been like a part of my everyday life for years. And to be frank, I thought that everybody is experiencing it, until the point that I've started sharing this and people were telling me like, no, I haven't experienced it that much. And I'm standing there thinking like, am I the weird one or something? Because everybody around me didn't have any issue reaching out for, meet up or just to chat, and I was sitting there alone with the feelings and thinking that I am a burden to everybody, and why do I even bother, reaching out if they will just brush it off. So I kind of stopped trying. And I feel like this is the problem with a lot of people, and everybody can kind of relate to this in one way or the other, because I have a feeling that at some point everybody would reach to everybody with whatever, especially in a younger age or in school age or something, and people would also meet regularly in person. So it was kind of inevitable that you form some sort of relationship that also sometimes grows out into a friendship. And in adulthood, it rarely happens anymore because people are constantly working, being parents, and it's really hard to connect with people of your interest when you're constantly busy with, everyday stuff and all these tasks that are endlessly running and you have to survive somehow. So honestly, to me, it's not a big surprise that a lot of people are feeling lonely, because when I was doing my research and when I was trying to understand why I feel this way, I've come to realize that adult friendships kind of need to be intentional, and it has to be mutual, because no matter how much you are trying to connect to the person, if there is no connection back from the other side, it's kind of just useless, because one person can only do so much. And for me, it's a personal big struggle, honestly, because I am usually the one who is reaching out, and for the most part, people start to take this as granted and they expect me to reach out, and they don't really put put any kind of effort back. I'm not sure what is my problem. Maybe I am presenting myself this way that people always expect me to be the initiator. But the moment I stop, any sort of relationship stops. There have been really small amount of people in my personal life that I'm still being friends with after like years. But that really happened because they are also reaching out back to me. And of course, I'm fully aware that not every relationship is going to be a good friendship or anything. I am not that delusional. But what we really need to understand collectively that the friendships are not happening on a whim, right? Because we're all growing up eventually and we're stepping into our new life stages and everybody's going different way and interests and priorities change over time. Of course, that's natural. But basic human decency and curiosity doesn't change. Like, everybody still wants to feel loved. Everybody wants to have somebody to talk to and to vent to and to share some pleasant and unpleasant moment with, you know? It's that simple. I don't know, maybe COVID has affected everybody's nervous systems that we stopped understanding basic common sense things. But honestly, understanding human connection shouldn't be that hard. It's not a rocket science. Just a little bit of empathy with tiny bit of love and curiosity towards another person is enough to make friends. And you know what? This actually has helped me fight back my loneliness, along with the therapy and some antidepressant medication, of course. But the simplest truth that if you want to have a village, you have to be the villager. You cannot only take from people, you also have to contribute to people back. But the very important point about this, you have to be genuine about it, because if you are doing it only because you have to, but you don't really want to, people will recognize that really quickly and you're not going to genuinely have any connection with nobody whatsoever. Well, at least this is my life experience. I don't know, I cannot tell about everybody's lives. You know, I haven't held a candle about their lives, but I'm down for discussion. What is your take on modern loneliness? Do you also have trouble connecting with people? I still have a lot of thoughts to share, but I'm kind of close to finishing this art therapy piece. So if you want me to yap more about it in a deeper details, let me know down in the comments. And for now, I'm saying my farewells and wishing you a fantastic day. Hope you had a nice time here with me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!